We're going to make some monoprints, which is a printmaking technique. There's lots of different printmaking techniques. This is just one of them. A monoprint, mono means one, so that means each one is going to be unique. You can never repeat the same exact print ever. The first thing you're going to need is one of these small pieces of paper, and I've already written my name on it. You want to write your name on it, and then you're going to take your piece of paper and set it to the side somewhere safe where it's not going to get all messy, because this table is going to get a little bit messy today. The next thing we want to do is grab the paint. Notice the paint is in this blob right here, kind of towards the middle. I do not want to spread the paint all over the tray. That's just wasteful. I'm just going to dip my brush in it, and I'm going to start by painting on this mat that I have back there at the table. And you want to make sure you don't put too much paint on there. I add a little bit more, and you also want to make sure that you're not making your shape bigger than your piece of paper, okay? I know this is going to fit pretty nicely in the middle of my paper. I don't want it bigger than this piece of paper, because then when I'm having to rub my paper later, I'm going to get paint everywhere. So make sure it's smaller than your paper. And then we have this basket of all kinds of different tools that we can use. I've got some cards in there. Okay, these are cool to make little shapes. If you put them on their sides, you can turn them and kind of make these cool designs and patterns in there. And do that. I've got a bunch of different scraper tools, and all you do with these is you put them in the paint and you scrape some of the paint off. You can make all kinds of designs. You can make zigzags, you can make curves depending on the way you move it. There are some Q-tips in here, so you could do, let's see, I'm going to write a word on here. Let's write hope, because I want you guys to notice what happens to this word when we print it. There are some big scrapers in here. These are good for making really thick, fat lines. You can even cross them. Make a little crisscross design. There's lids in here. These lids you can just put and make circles. You can even overlap them. And once you get a design that you like, then you're ready to make your print. Notice that you're going to get kind of dirty at the center. If you just kind of rub your hands together, it'll dry the paint so that when you touch your clothes accidentally or your face, that you're not going to get paint everywhere. It's going to look messy. It's okay. There should not be paint all over your hand, however. Then I'm going to grab my piece of paper. My name's going to be facing up towards me. And I want to get this as much towards the middle as I can. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to get it the best we can. And I'm just going to put it down right here. And then I'm going to gently rub. Don't push too hard. If you push too hard, it's going to turn into a big old blob, and you will lose your patterns and your design. And then once I've rubbed it, I can pull it off. And then I have my print. Notice what happened to my words. If you look at the print and you look at my design, you can see that it's kind of reversed, right? So if you're going to try to write words,
you're going to have to write them backwards for them to show up correctly on your print. I don't even have to clean this off. The next person can come along and get some paint and paint right over it, so that the next person will be ready to go and make their prints. The most common mistake that people make is that they get too much paint on here. You want enough paint to cover the mat, but you do not want big globs of paint. If you have big globs of paint, then your design, your patterns are going to disappear. So make sure you don't get too much paint. It's going to take some practice. That's why we're using smaller pieces of paper, because you're probably going to make more than one print. Once you're done with your print, since this is wet because we use paint, we're going to put this on the drying rack. As soon as you finish each print, you're going to carry this over and put it on the drying rack so that it can dry. And then if you would like to make another one, you can, or someone else can take a turn. And that's it for that.